Welcome to another PhotoLink video. In this video we're going to be discussing tone mapping in Gimp. Basically, tone mapping is a procedure where we create a tone mapping overlay, and what it does is it increases color saturation. It also reduces global contrast and increases local contrast and makes the image stand out quite a bit. If you'll notice here, what we have is we have an image that was taken in the park near my home, and it looks, it's a nice image. It's got a lot of good detail, but it looks a little flat. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to increase the detail or the local contrast in these trees, improve the color saturation slightly, among other things. So let's go right into the procedure. Well, the first thing that we do is we have our original image here, and what we want to do is we want to make 3 copies of it. Okay, in the first copy, what we're going to do, or the top copy, what we're going to do is we're going to reduce it to monochrome by desaturating it. And we're going to do that on the luminosity layer. Now then, the next step within this layer is to invert it into basically a negative. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply blur to this layer, which we're going to use the Gaussian blur tool, and we're going to, let's say 10 looks about right for this image. Okay. So now what we're going to do next is, let's re-expose our layers dialog. It's going to reduce this to about, I'd say approximately, okay, let's say 65%. And if you notice, the layer mode here is in normal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to merge these 2 layers together. Okay, that was my normal copy, and also the one that I had just done the desaturation, color inversion, and the blur on. Okay, so now we have that. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to take this layer and reduce it, or change the layer mode to soft light. Now if you'll notice, our what we have now is we have a tone mapping layer, which is this layer right here, and we can vary the effect by using this slider. Okay. Now, what you'll find is by changing the amount of well, I'll tell you what, let's do it again. Let's explain each step by step. So we'll start all over again here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 layers, all duplicates of each other. And the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it to, desaturate it to reduce it to monochrome. And I'm going to use the luminosity. You can use lightness, okay. You can use average, or you can use luminosity, but I prefer to use luminosity. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this layer to a negative. Now, one step in control is moving this slider back and forth. We used 65 before. What we can do now is we'll use 80 now, or 83. Okay, so now we've used 83. So what we'll do, you can also, within this layer, we turn this one off. Within this layer right here, you can also use the curves and the level tool to change the effect. So now we've used 85 on it at this point. Okay. Well, yes, right here we've used 85 or 83 instead of the 65. So we'll have a more dramatic effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge that one down. Now what I'll do, as we did before, is we're going to go into the soft light mode. And now what I can do is, if you'll notice, the effect changes as I change the opacity. What I can also do is I can come into here and I can change the brightness and the contrast of this layer. Okay, and then the only thing that you have to do then is when you get to the desired effect, then what you do is you go to Image, and then you flatten the image, and there you have your image, and it is a tone mapped. So what we've got here is we've got greater saturation, greater detail in our shadows and our trees. We've got greater color saturation, and we've also reduced the global contrast while we've increased this local contrast. Well, I certainly thank you for watching this video, and have fun with your tone mapping. And if you have an image that you would like to work on, please send it to joeg@photolink.com. That's FOTOLINQ.com. And please visit the site www.photolink.com. And please have a good evening, and thank you. Good night.